The college football season has reached its dramatic final stretch, and as the calendar flips to 2026, only 3 games remain between us and crowning a national champion. One of those games is a must-watch showdown in the Fiesta Bowl semifinal, where the Miami Hurricanes collide with the Ole Miss Rebels in a high-stakes ACC vs. SEC battle. The winner moves on to the national championship game, while the loser watches history slip away. This matchup brings together 2 programs that took very different paths to the college football playoff but arrive in Arizona with equal belief and momentum. Miami enters riding one of the most impressive defensive stretches of the postseason, while Ole Miss brings explosive offense, fearless tempo, and a proven ability to win close games against elite competition. Miami's playoff run has turned heads across the country. The Hurricanes didn't just beat Texas A&M and Ohio State, they controlled those games. Over 2 postseason matchups against powerhouse programs, Miami allowed a combined total of just 17 points. That defensive dominance has defined who this team is right now: fast, physical, disciplined, and ruthless when opponents make mistakes. Ole Miss, meanwhile, has been navigating life after Lane Kiffin and doing it remarkably well. Many questioned whether the Rebels could survive the transition, let alone thrive on the sport's biggest stage. Instead, Ole Miss answered every doubt by dismantling Tulane in the opening round and then surviving a classic battle against SEC champion Georgia in the Sugar Bowl. That win wasn't just about talent, it was about resilience, belief, and execution under pressure. So what happens when Miami's suffocating defense meets Ole Miss' fearless offense? Let's break down the key storylines that will decide who plays for the national title. Miami's identity begins in the trenches. The Hurricanes have built one of the most disruptive defensive fronts in college football, capable of generating pressure with just 4 pass rushers. That ability allows Miami to keep extra defenders in coverage, limiting explosive plays while still collapsing the pocket. That skill will be tested against Ole Miss quarterback Trinidad Chambliss, one of the most creative and dangerous playmakers in the country. Chambliss thrives when plays break down. He extends drives with his legs, delivers deep throws while scrambling, and punishes defenses that lose discipline. His off-script magic has powered Ole Miss through the playoffs so far. For Miami, the challenge isn't just pressure, it's controlled pressure. The Hurricanes must keep Chambliss contained, force him to step up rather than escape, and make him throw into tight windows. If Miami can turn pressures into sacks and force turnovers instead of allowing broken plays, they can neutralize Ole Miss' biggest strength. Ole Miss, on the other hand, knows it can't afford to fall behind early. The Rebels are at their best when playing with tempo and momentum. When Ole Miss scores first, it keeps defenses guessing, increases the pace, and opens up the entire playbook. That approach can wear down even elite defenses over 4 quarters. But falling behind changes everything. If Miami jumps out to an early lead, the Hurricanes can unleash their pass rush and disguise coverages, turning the game into a defensive grind, exactly the type of game Miami wants. For Ole Miss, that makes early possessions critical. Aggressive play calling, red zone efficiency, and even 4th down decisions could determine whether the Rebels control the game or spend the night chasing it. Another major factor is Miami's offense, particularly its ground game. While the Hurricanes' defense gets much of the spotlight, their offense is built on physical running, clock control, and efficient play-action passing. That balance allows Miami to dictate tempo and keep opposing offenses on the sideline. Ole Miss has shown vulnerability against the run at times this season, even though it tightened up defensively in recent playoff games. If Miami can establish the run early, it avoids long passing downs and limits Ole Miss' ability to unleash exotic pressure looks. Sustained drives also help Miami's defense stay fresh, which becomes crucial late in the game. Turnovers could ultimately decide this matchup. Miami has been one of the nation's best teams at winning the turnover battle, consistently capitalizing on opponent mistakes. Those takeaways directly fueled victories over Texas A&M and Ohio State. Ole Miss, meanwhile, has been closer to neutral in turnover margin. If the Rebels protect the football, they stay dangerous. If they don't, Miami has proven it will make them pay. Odds makers slightly favor Miami, and for good reason. The Hurricanes appear to have a small but meaningful edge on the defensive front. If Miami consistently disrupts Chambliss and prevents explosive plays, Ole Miss will struggle to keep pace across 4 quarters. That doesn't mean Ole Miss can't win. Chambliss has repeatedly shown he can overcome pressure and make game-changing plays against top SEC defenses. But Miami's defensive line has been dominant against protection units that were considered stronger than what Ole Miss brings into this game. Expect a competitive, high-energy contest with momentum swings on both sides. Ole Miss will land punches. Miami will respond. But over time, Miami's defense, ball control, and ability to finish drives should tilt the balance. Final prediction: Miami edges Ole Miss 34-27, covering the spread and pushing the total over the projected number. The Hurricanes advance to the national championship game, powered by defensive pressure, timely turnovers, and a physical offensive approach. If you enjoyed this breakdown and want more daily college football news, playoff analysis, and prediction videos, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Your support helps the channel grow, and we truly appreciate every single subscriber.